Flying high, 2020 Democrat candidates taking to the campaign trail to push their plans for climate change, while at the same time spending big on private jets in order to do it. Spending on private flights by Democrat presidential candidates soared over the past 3 months, from roughly $680,000 in the second quarter to more than $2.2 million in the third fundraising period. According to the FEC, Joe Biden spent the most on private flights, $924,000, with Bernie Sanders at $360,000 and Liz Warren $132,000. They've got to get from place to place, but should they get a pass on this one? What do you think, Gary?
They absolutely should not. Look, David, maybe I'm being cynical, or maybe it's my old age or older age, but each of these candidates are total hypocrites. Look, if you sat them down over a beer or a wine or whatever, I guarantee you they don't care about climate change. What they do care about is getting elected, and climate change is a buzzy issue right now. I think we all can agree on that. But if you sat down also over that same beer or wine and asked them, well, what causes climate change? What specifically can we do? They don't have an answer. You know why? Scientists don't have an answer out there. So they raise this buzzy issue, they fly around, they act as hypocrites to get votes because that's the thing to do. They don't have a solution, though, other than, we're all going to, eliminate cows and cars and stuff like that. It's all silly, it's all nonsense, but, this is the age we live in where that's what you have to do to get elected.
Gary, my friend, first of all, of course they're hypocrites. Second of all, I don't think there's anything funny about the comment you made. Scientists do know what causes climate change. But, David,
no, they don't.
I have the solution.
Adam, they do not. Come on.
I have the solution. We need to pass a law the way other countries have to dramatically shorten the campaign season. That will mean less money,
now you're on to something.
And the Republic will be in better shape as a result.
Good luck.
We are in agreement.
I thought he was Amtrak Joe. They should call him Gulfstream Joe if he keeps it up.
He's got the biggest plane, right?
I wonder if he's going to buy that new G700 that just came out. That is a snazzy politician's vehicle. Okay. Yeah, we all joke about it. Al Gore obviously used to spend. That was a lot of. He started this whole thing with his documentary. His house was much bigger than most Americans' house.
Used a tremendous energy.
Jets. Look, at the end of the day, it's the voters would have to pay for energy. You got to stop the masses from consuming energy, and that's why when they think they can target energy companies or rich people, that the energy companies just deliver energy to people that want to consume it. Ultimately, the price would have to go radically up to everybody, their voters, not just the rich with their jets or the Rolls Royce. That's a very small percentage, as we know from the inequality graphs of the world. The average person and the politicians for the green agenda don't want to face the reality that it's not the energy companies, it's the consumer, and they would have to pay a lot more and live in a much smaller house than they want to, and a lot smaller than Al Gore's house.
And without debating the impacts or effects of climate change and what causes them, I just think it's a bad look. Like, do as I say, not as I do. If you're going to talk a Green Deal, then live green. So it's just, of course, to me, it seems like hypocrisy, but in politics, what isn't?
Well, it's not only politics, Adam. You got all those folks down in the south part of your state in Malibu and everything, living right on the beach, and those properties are going like wildfire, I'm told by real estate agents. So, they're apparently not worried about global warming.
Is that a joke about the fires, or was that...
No joke. It's the truth.
No, I mean, the average age of these people is probably they probably have fewer years ahead of them than they do behind them. So you're criticizing them for using their vast wealth to buy homes to enjoy. I'm
criticizing them for not doing as they say and as they do. I mean, they're just hypocrites. They're total hypocrites on this.
We don't want to get into the whole topic of carbon offsets, but I'm assuming that some of these people buy carbon offsets for their private jet flights.
But isn't that kind of a cop-out? I mean, at the end of the day, you shouldn't be on a private jet and then buy carbon offsets.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but it's better than nothing, I guess. It's all better than nothing.
Better than nothing.
Admit that the little people need to fly less, and you can keep your jet.
I don't know any little people. We're all big people.